Hello. In this video, we will be delving into the Overwatch cast and their relationships with notable financier Jeffrey Epstein. We'll be going down the list of heroes and categorizing them based on their relationship with the notable pedophile and seeing who comes out on top. Number 1, D.Va. D.Va is notable in the military, in her social media perspectives, and is a general celebrity. However, D.Va's fight against the Omnics shows her honor and her self-worth. I think she was invited to the island, but didn't go. Domina, on the other hand, this bitch is touching kids. You're not telling me she's not. She's a freak. I can tell. She's look at her hands, bro. Her, second set of hands. She's a freak. You're not telling me otherwise. Doomfist. Rest in peace, by the way. This guy is good friends of Epstein. I don't think he's down for the touching of children, but he's connected. You know, he is the lead. He was the leader of Talon. Rest in peace. And now he has no arm. But as leader of Talon, I'm sure he had to stay well connected. Hazard would fucking hate Epstein. He definitely knows about his existence. But Hazard would kick the shit out of Jeffrey Epstein if he saw him. It's not a question. Junker Queen. Junker Queen does not know about Jeffrey Epstein. She was born in Australia. All she's been doing is scrapping and scrapping. She doesn't know who Jeffrey Epstein is. Malga. This guy has been to the island. Look at this smile. Look at it. No, look at the smile. Look at him. This guy's a freak. This guy's been to the island multiple times. This guy's probably bringing home souvenirs. That guy's been to the island. Arissa does not know who Jeffrey Epstein is. She's been too busy defending Numbani, putting in her hours, getting her paycheck. She don't give a fuck. Ramatra, leader of the Omnics, my goat, getting a dance emote soon. This guy was invited to the island, but did not go. As opposed to Doomfist, Ramatra has standards. He don't give a fuck about fucking kids. He needs the Omnics to have rights. He's too busy for that shit. So he has not been to the island. Reinhardt knows about Epstein. He would not be invited. He knows who he is. He probably would not like him. He'd probably put his hammer down. Maybe we shouldn't use that kind of phrasing here. He's not been to the island. It's not even close. Roadhog is a tricky one, because I think he could have been to the island. He could be a good friend of Jeffrey Epstein. But at the same time, does he give a fuck? I don't think he gives a fuck, you know? I don't think he knows who Epstein is. I think someone's brought up the name Jeffrey Epstein, and he's gone, you know, as he does. And then he pulled someone from halfway across the map and one-shot them. But he hasn't been to the island. Sigma's crazy. Sigma is crazy. He's kept in a cage all day. He, quite frankly, he might have been to the island because Talon brought him there. But he's not going there on his own accord. You know what that makes him? That makes him a victim. He was victimized on Jeffrey Epstein's island by Talon. And we cannot forgive them for that. Speaking of victims, Monkey is definitely a victim. Bro was born on the moon, experimented on, genetically enhanced. You think he's not getting brought to the island? He's getting brought to the island. He's getting victimized. It's not a question. Zarya is a good friend of Jeffrey Epstein, solely due to the fact that I'm tired of seeing her in my ranked games. Get her out. Put her in prison. Get her out of my games. Honor's pretty chill. I can't lie. She looks like a good older sister. She is kind of fun to play against. She's kind of fun to play as. I think she knows about Jeffrey Epstein. I don't think she'd be invited. And if she were invited, it would be because they want to diddle her. She wouldn't. I don't think she'd be invited though. She's too of a nobody. Also, they would like burn the fuck. She would like burn the fuck out of their cocks. So like it would not go well. Ash has been to the island. Her voice lines are freaky as fuck. She's a little freak. She's a little sly dog. I don't even think she really has connections there. But she probably showed up on a boat and was like, "Where are the 13-year-old boys?" Bastian knows about Jeffrey Epstein. It's not crazy to say Bastian may have fought for Jeffrey Epstein in the past. The knowledge of Jeffrey Epstein is in his programming. However, he would not go to the island. He would not be victimized. He's not a friend of Jeffrey. He's a war bot. And Bastian's pretty chill. Cole Cassidy. I don't fuck with Cole Cassidy. But Cole Cassidy hasn't been to the island. He knows about Jeffrey Epstein. Like, he's in the loop. But again, he's too fucking busy. Why would he get invited? Especially if Ash has been there. Ash would be like, "Get that motherfucker off the island," you know? They'd be beefing. And you don't want, like, explosive beef when you're, like, the leader of a pedophile ring. He wouldn't get invited. Emre, I have no fucking idea, you know? I don't know shit about this guy. I know him and Freya are boys. He used to be in Overwatch. Now he's like a freak. I'm just gonna say he knows about Epstein. Maybe he's been, I don't know. You guys have to let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Echo is arguably the most obvious victim. So high, this is the reason that this victim is this color. You're telling me that an attractive female-based robot that can change the physical shape of her body is not getting used specifically by Jeffrey Epstein. We all know what she's getting used for. She's getting brought there. She's Bella Hadid. She's Selena Gomez. She's Scarlett Johansson. There's some freak shit going on there. And we know Echo's at the center of it. She's a victim. Freya has definitely been to the island. But I'm not going to call her a good friend. And I'm going to say invited but didn't go. Because she's probably been there on business. She's been there on business. Not out of pleasure. And she's probably been invited for pleasure. But she didn't really want to go. She probably feels uncomfortable as a kind of a younger woman. She's also not down with that pedophile shit. She's trying to get her bounties up. She's getting paid. Genji knows about Epstein. He might get invited, but I think because he's been dead, he probably wouldn't. And also because, like, he's Asian, and I feel like Jeffrey Epstein hates Asian people. And we can also lump Hanzo in here as well, I think. You can make an argument that Hanzo doesn't know about Epstein, but because of their connections to the Hashimoto and various Japanese crime organizations, I think it's fair to assume that they know who Jeffrey Epstein is, but I don't think he'd invite them. I don't think they would go. I don't think they're getting victimized by him. I think they're in this, they just know about his existence. Junkrat is a good friend of Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know if he would invite him to the island. I think he's kind of a problem, but let's just say Junkrat is getting takeout, if you know what I mean. May's a cold bitch. She's been on ice though for a couple years. She probably hasn't seen the news. She's coming out and people are talking about an island and she's like, an island? I was on an island. It's Antarctica is the island. She doesn't know who the fuck Jeffrey Epstein is. Farah might not know about Epstein. She probably does, but she's never been invited. She would never go. She's not a victim. She knows about Epstein. Reaper was invited to go to the island, but he didn't go. Why would he go? He doesn't have a penis. He's a smoke monster. There's nothing he could gain from going to the island except for bad PR. And does Reaper really need more bad PR? Let's be real. He already lost his cleanse on Shadow Step, but if he wants to keep one of his cleanses, he should stay the fuck away. Sojourn is a good friend of Jeffrey Epstein. The only way she's keeping that perk that lets her charge her rail to 125 during overclock is by going to the island and getting I don't even want to say it out loud, but we know she's there. We know she's making deals that may include some holes and some protruding objects. And that's how she's keeping that perk that makes her so miserable. Soldier wouldn't go. I don't know if he'd be invited, but I think putting him in this tier makes him a little more noble. Soldier, like Hazard, would kick the shit out of Epstein. And we love Soldier for that. Symmetra has definitely been invited to the island. I don't think she's going though. I think she doesn't want to. I think she sees how bad his PR is. I don't think she wants to get involved in that. And also, she's not down with diddling kids. Sombra has been to the island. A lot of people would say, yeah, Sombra's a pedophile. I don't think so, okay? I think we're hating on Sombra too much. I think there's plenty of worse characters in the cast, especially nowadays. But she's been to the island because she is the hacker extraordinaire. She has dirt on everyone. The only fucking thing we saw of her lore from the cinematics was the big web of like, oh, these people are connected to the giant global crisis, or all the global elites are connected. Jeffrey Epstein's going to be at the center of that. So of course she's been to the island. She's probably been there multiple times, getting information. Maybe she's protecting information, who knows, but she's definitely been to the island for one reason or another. Torbjorn has no fucking idea who Jeffrey Epstein is. He's been literally working on Bastion and doing fuck all. In the story mission, he's literally just been home, chilling, building stuff, not even helping Overwatch. He doesn't know who Epstein is. Tracer, I think she knows about Epstein. I think she might have been invited to the island. Like, it's possible, because she would have been notable in the news. And as a young woman, I'm sure Jeffrey Epstein would have been interested. But I think that's kind of a stretch. And it's more likely that she knows of his existence now, being a part of Overwatch. And if she was invited, she definitely wouldn't go after hearing what they were doing to Winston. She'd be very opposed to putting bananas there. Vendetta's a good friend of Epstein. Just like Doomfist, a leader of Talon has to get to know one of the most evil people in the world. She definitely knows about him, especially going through and taking out lots of Talon-associated people and leaders and board members and whatnot. She definitely is a good friend of Epstein. Venture has no fucking idea. Venture only cares about rocks. Is Jeffrey Epstein a rock? Then they don't give a fuck. Widowmaker. She would be invited to the island, but would not go. Widowmaker would not go to the island. She is too smart. She looks at herself in the mirror. She goes, damn, shawty. She knows exactly what would happen if she went to the island. She's not that dumb. She's not fucking going. Anna Amari. She knows about Jeffrey Epstein, but she's not pressed about it. She's not getting invited. I don't think Jeffrey Epstein gives a fuck about her. Very neutral on the matter. Brig probably knows about Epstein. Now, I gotta be honest. I don't know anything about Baptiste. I don't know anything. I know he's something Hispanic, maybe. I know he was a part of Talon. And I know that the new perk makes his immort really big and it's really funny. But that's all I know. So he, quite frankly, he probably just knows about Epstein, and that's all. Ilari doesn't know about Epstein. She's been in a village her whole life. The villagers aren't talking about Jeffrey Epstein. Perhaps the villagers are being taken by Jeffrey Epstein for nefarious plots, but they don't know about him. This next hero, we have to make a new tier 4. This hero is Jeffrey Epstein's right-hand man. How do you think they're getting to the island? They have to be taken, right? And who is good at taking people off the mainland into the water? This hero seems like an innocent, unsuspecting cat. Oh, I'm just a kitty cat. I just happen to be at Gibraltar where I can get a jetpack and a grappling hook that can take anybody to their instant death with no counterplay whatsoever. This motherfucker has planned it from the start. They are in cahoots with Jeff himself, plotting to take over the world, plotting to take as many children as they can for nefarious purposes. This cat, do not trust them. That is Jeffrey Epstein's right-hand man. If you see them, take them out, soldier. Juno. Juno doesn't know who Jeffrey Epstein is. Juno's been on Mars. She doesn't have any idea, and quite frankly, she don't give a fuck. She's too busy learning about how everything. Kiriko. Kiriko knows about Jeffrey Epstein. She's very similar to Hanzo, Genji. They've all know who he is. He's kind of like, oh, we've heard whispers of the Jeff, but they're not really associated. Lifeweaver, on the other hand, would definitely be invited. They would want his rejuvenating technology for cock and ball torture methods. However, he is not interested. He might be slightly interested, but not in their purposes, so he would not attend. But perhaps he would use as inspiration for himself. Wow, love that guy. Lucio. Lucio knows about Epstein. Like, he knows, but he doesn't care. He's not going to be invited. Like, it's no big deal, right? Mercy. Mercy, like Lifeweaver, would be invited to the island for the purposes of cock and ball regeneration, you know, life force healing, infinite youth, that kind of nonsense. But she wouldn't go. She don't fuck with Epstein. Mizuki. I have no idea. I don't know shit about this guy. I assume he's just like all the other Japanese people, where they know about him and they don't give a fuck. Moira has been to the island. Absolutely. She's experimenting on them. She's feeding their souls to make Widowmaker blue. Why are you blue? She's been there. She, quite frankly, she is the Diddy to his Epstein, you know? She a freak. Wu Yang? I think Wu Yang is too stupid to know who Epstein is. Like, sure, he's in water college, but have you heard him talk? This guy is dumb as bricks. This guy's a Nepo baby. They heard about Onron was going to college, and they were like, oh, we would be in favor with her if we let him into school. And his water's dumb. He's throwing water snowballs, and he can, like, slide. He's stupid. He's stupid. He's so stupid, he does not know who Jeffrey Epstein is. Sorry, all my Wu Yang mains, but it had to be said. Zenyatta. Zenyatta has seen the iris, and he knows that if you want to get there, you have to not be associated with Jeffrey Epstein. I assume he wouldn't be invited. He probably don't fuck with monks. He doesn't really want to fuck the robot. He just knows about Epstein. Now there's one hero left, but I think we need another tier for this. This is him. He is Jeffrey Epstein. He is the financier. He is Jeff Epstein, the financier. That's him. The first time he got booped off the map, you realize what a poisonous hero is in the earth. The second time, you realize how much evil he truly has in his heart. The third, you're already killing your hamster. You're already putting your hamster down the toilet. It's cooked. This guy is him. The extremist, the pedophile. He is Jeffrey Epstein. And the cat, his left-hand man, his right-hand man, pulling people off the map while he's booping them off, hitting shitty little slams while the cat goes in and scratches you once, does like 80 damage, and then runs away at Mach fuck. These fuckers are menaces. I fucking hate them. This has been the Overwatch list. No redactions included. Thank you for watching.